All right. Welcome everybody to those of you who are watching this recording. You won't be able to interact, but hope you're enjoying it. I'm sure you will enjoy it. This is the September 19th Justice Coalition, Chicago Transit Justice Coalition organizing meeting. And we call it a revolution. What we call what we're talking about is revolutionary unionism, and that is a phrase inspired by the industrial workers of the world, and that is to take power from our employer and the politicians through direct action at work and democratically control our unions. By doing so, we can dismantle the service and transactional model of business unionism, which has neutralized our power for over 50 years. Special thanks to brother Cody Mazzarella for letting us use his pro Zoom account so that we can record this stuff. So we'll jump right into the history lesson. Every week we have a short history lesson that has to do with organizing and unions, specifically in the United States. On this day, and we're going to the agenda. So if you need the agenda, go to Chicago Transit worker.com. This is the website here, and click on Union Reformation. And after that loads, you just click on Justice Coalition Virtual Meetings. And every agenda from every meeting is listed, all right? And then if you want the videos of the meetings, we have, not all, but we have a YouTube channel. So just scroll down at the bottom and click on that. It'll take you to the YouTube channel. And from there, you can view and follow along in the agenda.
Oh, thank you, Eric. That's a lot of work.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Your feedback, Cole, and everyone else makes it easy to do. So on this day in labor history, the year was 1987. That was the day OSHA issued its final rule on grain handling facilities. This standard was established almost 10 years after discussions and congressional hearings went on the subject, began on the subject. There had been a series of catastrophic explosions in the late 1970s, which dominated national attention. A special task force was created by the US Department of Agriculture to investigate grain elevator safety and explosions after 13 USDA inspectors were killed in 1977. 5 separate incidents involving grain elevator explosions killed 59 and injured another 49 just in December of that year alone. The USDA task force issued a report with guidelines soon after the National Grain and Feed Association conducted its own research and guideline insurance. By 1981, By 1981, the Food and Allied Service Trades Department, AFL-CIO, petitioned OSHA to promulgate a rule regarding the buildup of explosive dust in grain elevators. When the final rule was issued, it focused on requirements for the control of fires, grain dust explosions, and hazards associated with entry into bins, silos, and tanks, as well as hazards associated with the release of hazardous energy from equipment. The standard held employers responsible for developing emergency action and escape plans, as well as worker safety training. The standards also set rules for safe entry procedures. When the standard came up for review in 1998, OSHA, that's about over 10 years later, OSHA noted that for the previous 40 years, there had been 600 explosions, 250 deaths, and over 1,000 injuries related to grain elevator explosions. They also determined that there had been a 70% decrease in fatalities from explosions and a 44% decrease in suffocations in the years after the final rule had been issued. All right, so we have some history here. Let's talk about anyone. Unmute yourself and talk about what you think of this thing that I read and how it relates to what we deal with at work or what you deal with at work.
Well, I guess I'll start. I mean, what really shows is that regulations need to be in place, safety standards, that a company will let things go on. You know, they'll let things go on regardless of who gets hurt or who gets killed. That there has to be some sort of regulatory body in order to put safety standards in place before a corporation will lift a finger to save or help its workers, which is really quite sad. I don't understand why human psychology is like that, but it is what it is. I think the way that it relates to CTA, or something that an issue that I see with CTA, is like with you know, on the bus side, I think the inspections occur within CTA. They're not from the outside, they're from the inside. You know, CTA employees do state inspections, and that just like doesn't make a lot of sense to me. You know, for some reason the state has given CTA the authority to inspect its own buses, and it trusts the authority. So and we've had a few we've had a few occurrences or incidents where the bus is actually at fault. You know, it's the equipment's fault for what had happened. So I think what this history lesson shows us is the importance of safety standards. You know, the importance of a regulatory body outside of a corporation. Because when there isn't something, apparently in this situation, people were getting blown to bits, you know, because they weren't taking care of their equipment. You know, the equipment was faulty. So, and I think CTA needs to, you know, let go of the inspecting and give it back to the state. So, and then we can worry about the inspectors getting paid off.
Yeah, sure.
So, you know, but at least it's still, you know, a third party. You know, at least it's still, you know, there might be a few ethical inspectors, you know, but yeah, I think we need to take it back out of CTA's hands and put it back with the state.
Yeah, that's an interesting point. And we got Tom there, and I'm gonna get you. I just wanted to add that there's also something that because we have a company union, right? ATU Chicago is a company union. We don't really think about this much, but the union, us, the workers, have every right to organize safety committees and to be the watchdog that, if necessary, under the protection of a collective, will report the violations that exist where there's hazards, you know, and then that way OSHA has someone to work with who's worker related. The triangle of safety program by the steel workers is awesome because it focuses on hazard removal, not like, okay, we didn't have any injuries reported for the month of January, so let's have a pizza party, everybody.
Yeah.
which blames the workers. It's like behavior oriented safety as opposed to hazard elimination safety. Let's go to Tom. Go ahead, Tom. Let's unmute you. Gotta unmute. Let me see. Okay, Tom. You're
Good morning.
unmuted. Morning.
Yeah, I just wanted to enforce what Cole was saying with the safety. Yeah, they do it all in-house, and that's because we're all non-exempt drivers for the DOT. We have interstate licenses. If we had a interstate license, those buses would be inspected every 6 months by the DOT. So they're getting
Wow.
away with murder there. Because, I worked for Pace, and we had medical cards with our license, and our buses were inspected by the state. And our union over there one time had a lot of buses taken out of service for them doing crooked stuff with the buses.
I wish we had
They,
some.
they basically got the politicians in their pockets.
Yeah.
Is what it comes down to.
Yeah. Man, I wish we had some repairmen on the bus side on 240 from 241, because it's interesting you said that, because on the rail side, I'm on the inspection crew at Howard, and we have to inspect our trains every 6 months. So
Yeah, but if
I
they
wonder
need
if that's
those
related.
trains, if they need those trains for service, they're gonna put them out there no matter what the inspection says. My mother's cousin, he's a retired 241 mechanic that did inspections, and he said he would put stuff in the computer that was wrong, and that bus would be out on the street the same day to make pull out.
Yeah.
And all of that stuff that he put in the computer magically disappeared.
I've seen some stuff myself and noted some things that, and then like months later, I see it back with the same marking. So if I find a defect, I actually literally mark it with a paint marker and I report it. And so I've seen what you're talking about on the rail side. Yeah.
Well, what he said he used to do, he would keep his own journal of any defects or whatever he finds. And that way, when something happens with that bus and they pull that maintenance report and they say, oh, nothing was never reported, it's going to fall back on you because you're the last one that did that inspection.
Right.
So it's better for you to keep your own records.
Yes. Yes. And I do. I have my booklet. I have my little book with all my notes of everything I'm doing, even if it's not a defect, stuff parts that I change out that are just part of the process. Yeah. It's very important, everybody. Keep notes.
One time they gave me a bus one time at 77th Street Garage that just came from inspections, and the bus was acting funny. So I pulled over, checked the front tires, they're down to the steel belts.
Woo!
That bus just came from the inspection lane in the wintertime. They don't care about our safety. They told me, oh, pull the bus in. I told them I'm not moving this bus. So
go ahead.
They had to come get the bus because I refused to move it.
And that's another thing. Yeah. That's another thing operators must do. Yeah.
A violation. We have no control over this. It's all political here.
Yeah.
People is being bought out.
And Tom, the most frustrating thing is when you call the union president or whoever, an officer, and you say, hey man, we got this problem that's going on. They say, well, we can't tell the CTA what to do. I'm like,
write a grievance.
Yeah, file a grievance. We'll take care of it in 6 months, maybe.
Yeah, they'll say that's their problem.
6 months is if you're lucky.
Yeah. Anybody else wanted to comment about this history that I read? Okay, so let's go to our organizing segment. So we're picking up where we left off in a book called, not this one, but this one, Secrets of a Successful Organizer. But this one is very interesting too. We're focused now, everybody. We're focused. So one step at a time, right? And we're left off at lesson 1, number 7. It's all about power, page 29. In your agenda, we have the link for the book, for the scan of the book that I made. And we'll follow along on the screen for those of you who would like to do that. I'm gonna move. I got a bunch of windows here. Hang on. You don't see it, but it's all over the place here. All right, so page 29. All right, we left off at in the union. So in your union, if your union includes private sector workers, which is us, I'm not us, but local 241 actually has at least one bargaining unit that's private sector, right? I know in 308 we don't. Your rights inside the union are protected by the Labor Management Reporting and Disclosure Act. If your union represents exclusively public sector workers, the laws may vary by state. And they do, but it's very slight. It's very little. So let's talk about the Labor Management Right Disclosure Act. By the way, if you go to chicagotransitworker.com, we have a section called Know Your Rights. All right, we go there a lot. And I really encourage people to spread the word about this website. And in it, it's called, scroll all the way down to Bill of Rights for Union Members. And that will give you a nice summary of the Labor Management Reporting and Disclosure Act. It says rights in here, that's a typo. Okay. And so you get Bill of Rights is the summary, and then here's the link for the actual law. You should know these things, be aware of it. So anyways, here's some things from that law, the LMRDA. Free speech. You have the right to meet, organize, and speak freely. I want to say that again. Local 308, Local 241 members. You have the right, and other union members who work at the CTA, you have the right to meet, organize, and speak freely. The union presidents and most of the officials do not tell this to you. They don't want you to speak freely. They don't want you to meet. They don't want you to organize. Like what we're doing now, what we're doing is considered anti-union to them. What we're doing is considered bashing to them, all right? But it is your right. In fact, according to the Labor Management Reporting Disclosure Act of 1959, the union officials may not disrupt your rank and file meetings or distribution of literature. So that means that if you are in the break room, bus, rail, workers, and you have a flyer that talks about your rights as a union member to speak freely, or you're criticizing your leadership or criticizing the company rules, the union leadership, it's illegal for them to interfere with you, to take down your flyers, to threaten you, to call the manager on you, to call the police on you. Okay? What do you do if that happens? We'll get to that in another thing, but it's called the unfair labor practice, okay? But you have these rights. You have the right to speak at a union meeting, subject to reasonable rules, such as Robert Rules of Order. And as those of you who go to 308 meetings, you know I'm always declared out of order, no matter what rules I follow. But that's okay, because the more attend, the less that's going to happen. Elections, you have the right to an equal opportunity to vote, nominate candidates, and run for union office. You have the right to a secret ballot vote on increases in local union dues, initiation fees, and assessments. Okay, they want to assess you on stuff. Guess what? You have the right to demand that we vote on that. Check that out. Check that out. A secret ballot vote. That means you don't say I, you actually, or stand up. There's actually a piece of paper that you write on. Let me get Tom. Your hand is up. Go ahead. You're muted. Let me unmute.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Go
I
ahead, Tom.
wanted to talk about that. You said the vote for the arbitrations. Well, who voted for this last arbitration?
You know what? It doesn't say arbitrations. It says assessments. So we check the law. Check the law.
You're usually assessed for arbitrations.
That's true. Yes.
So who voted for them to go to arbitration for this vaccination policy?
Yeah. Yeah. Nobody. They violated the rules. Again, the law. Our union leadership violated the law with that silly arbitration regarding the mandate.
I know at 241 they canceled the meetings.
Yeah.
So who voted for this?
So I asked. So I'm glad you brought that up. At the local 308 meeting, which isn't canceled, but President Dixon did say, keep your hand up, Cole, did say, you know, when I asked him the question, I said, Brother President, who is it, or why did you not consult with the members so that they could decide? What to do about the vaccine mandate? He wouldn't answer me. He wouldn't answer me. You know, and people began to say, well, why don't you, what do you think? You know, I said, well, a lot of people here have great ideas. He said, who, where? But that's not the point. Please tell us why you didn't go to the members. Why didn't you come to us first before you went to this arbitrator? He refused to answer. So obviously it was a unilateral decision, Tom.
Well, because an arbitrator is not free, somebody's have to pay for it.
Exactly.
And if they're spending union funds, it's supposed to go to the membership over $500. And I know an arbitrator is more than $500. That's what our bylaws state. Anything over $500 must be voted for by the membership. So how do the membership vote when you're canceling the membership meetings?
Yes. And that's another question I asked, Tom. I see your hand up, Nicole. Keep it there, please. And you also, Cole. Is that I asked President Dixon, how much are we paying for this arbitrator? What's the bill? And they kept, he was like, well, it should be, and the lawyer, Anita tonight is like, oh, and then we don't, and President Dixon and or Mark Weems said, well, we don't know right now. We don't have that right now. Isn't that nice? Isn't that nice? Okay. Let's get Cole.
Well, originally what I was going to say is when we get assessed, usually it's not by a vote first. Usually they just put something up on our union board and it just says special assessment and it tells us how much and that's it. So
that's because at the membership meetings, they vote to proceed to arbitration, and they supposed to tell a price of what it's going to cost the members.
Okay.
And see what what Mr. Hill does, he stacks the room with his members,
That's
a lot
right.
of retirees who vote for this, and the retirees are not supposed to be voting. They
Yeah.
have no voting rights except for the general election for the top 5 officers.
Yeah.
That's how they're doing it. But this time with this arbitration, they didn't have no membership meeting. So how do they spend our money without approval?
Because they're a bunch of crooks.
Hey,
Yeah,
Real simple.
hey, Andre, hang on. We got Nicole next. Just
Yeah.
hold that thought, Andre. We got Nicole next.
Yeah, I'm done. Let Nicole go.
Okay, Cole, now Nicole.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Good morning, Nicole.
I just want to I want to speak on the special assessment. We as unions have to pay attention to that. Even though they voted on it, we have to pay attention. When they do a special assessment, they say, well, we got to pay for grievance and arbitration. I think that's the last special assessment we was assessed for. But we have to pay attention. I questioned the last assessment because Toy Bowers wrote on a union letterhead with the union seal. She said she's going to assess the members with X amount of dollars for grievance and arbitration. But she never told us what was the bill. Us as unions, we have to start questioning them. I don't believe anything they say personally. They know it. I don't believe anything they say. I don't believe anything they write. We have to start demanding receipts. So I questioned Toy Bowers. She never gave me an answer. I have the email to support my question to her of it. So they should have never assessed us because I questioned it and she didn't answer. She said it's they right, but we have to also read. So in the memo that she sent out, she said per the international. So when you go to the bylaws, it's a certain way that you have to do it. They didn't give us anything from the international, so it was illegally assessed. So we have to, as union members, we have to stop believing what they say and make them show the proof. So with any special assessment that Local 241 did it, they did it. What word would I say? You know, they thieves. So what nice word could I use for the thieves?
Unlawfully. They did it unlawfully.
Unlawfully. So just always pay attention to what they say because it's like, again, you can't go to the grocery store and buy, well, you shouldn't go to the grocery store and buy $300 worth of groceries and don't get a receipt because you don't know what you buy. And that's what Local 241 offers to its members. It always gives you a figure, but no receipt. If they want to do something as far as give special assessments, I think Tom said, they have a meeting filled with unlawfully and they do it. We have to, again, take our union back. And that's not on them, it's really on us. We have to pay attention. It's not their job to pay attention, it is ours.
That is correct.
Yes,
That is
Andre,
correct.
go ahead, Andre.
I was just listening to Nicole. She correct. And the members got to get out of the habit of thinking somebody else is going to be responsible for counting their money. The international do not count the membership's money. It's the responsibility of the membership to count their own money, to run their own local. The international don't do that. Even if they violate the bylaws, the international don't oversee each local. It's up to the membership to make sure that each local is being ran by the bylaws, and then you're supposed to notify, or the Constitution, then you're supposed to notify the international. Other than that, they not all in your business like that. They don't care. They want their money. And as long as they getting their money, they not gonna bother any local, especially Costa. He a crook. And that's all I got to say.
Thank you, brother. Thank you, Nicole, Cole, everybody. Now, I got someone here who doesn't have their name in, but your phone number ends in the numbers 51. Who, can you please identify yourself? Your phone number ends in 51. Please identify yourself.
It's Willette, Eric.
Oh, okay, cool. Thank you. Welcome. Uh-oh, I lost. Did I lose you? Did I lose somebody? Okay. You're still there, Willette, right? Okay. I'm gonna get rid of hide your number here.
She don't know how to unmute herself.
Don't be saying that. I'm not. No, he has me.
I got
here.
Okay, I renamed it so that your phone number doesn't show up. I think your phone number was showing up here, but okay, cool. Welcome. Did you You know what? Let me just read one more. You know what? Let me finish this lesson here, and then let's wrap it up on this segment. So we talked about elections. There's also contracts. We're talking about the Labor Management Reporting Disclosure Act of 1959. It's also known as Landrum-Griffin, or the Union Member Bill of Rights. It's got various names. Kind of like me. They call me the boogeyman. They call me the troublemaker. I have various names. Arnold, Horseshack, Handraiser, you know. Okay, not funny. So the contracts, you have a right to receive, upon request to your local, a copy of your contract, and the right to inspect all contracts that your local administers. All right. I know at 308, we don't get anything. We don't. They have this giant PDF on their website that if you don't have enough data, you won't be able to download it and read it. So what we did at the Justice Coalition, and when you go to Know Your Rights, all you got to do is jump to Contract 2019. You won't have to download anything. The entire collective bargaining agreement and side agreements are there. It's a huge document, but again, you don't have to download it. You don't have to lose any data, and it is searchable on your phone or your desktop computer. And here we have what's called 2020 contract documents, and it is right at the bottom. I see your hand, Cole, and it's called the contract. All right, so that's you at the union office. Again, they're not giving that stuff out. I know Eric Dixon was talking with me about working with me on making printed copies of the contract for the members, but he is very upset with me and is not working with me on anything, understandably so. I can't stand him, but I'll still work with him anyways, because this is not about me and my feelings about Eric Dixon. It's about our union. So I'd be more than happy to work with the president on something like that if he wants to proceed. All right, lower hand for Cole. Go ahead, brother.
Yeah. The question I have is about the contract, the CBA. What I've heard from my executive board member is that there's, I guess, maybe another piece to it that the membership doesn't see. Have you heard of this at all? That there's more specifics and details on how to handle certain situations with CTA.
Yeah.
Have you heard about
there's-
that?
Yeah, there's quite a few of them too. And they're called side agreements or memorandum of
Yeah.
understanding, letter of understanding.
Why
So,
don't we have access to any of that?
well, what 308 put up, what Local 308 put up on their official website is pretty close to it. So what
Yeah.
we did is we made a searchable web version that's easier to
Okay.
access. In it, you'll see a lot of side agreements, but you're not going to see the side agreements for supervisors, instructors. You'll see a lot of side agreements for clerks. You'll see
Yeah.
the flagman side agreement. You'll see the trackman. But yeah, there's some stuff in there that's missing, and it's the like you said, the collective bargaining agreement is actually more general. The side
Yeah.
agreements are on the side. We actually, as members, have to do some investigations. So whatever y'all can get from the union office, the official union office, and the official union officers would be great, and share it with me, and I will put it up here for everyone to access as the editor of the website. What do you think?
Well, I think that's a great idea. I'm just thinking about, well, if I write this email, they're going to try and, obfuscate. They'll try and
Yeah.
avoid doing it. And I
Yeah.
can already see, just like the last time I've communicated with them, they'll say, come down to the office.
Yeah.
So I just know that it's going to turn into.
Well, Cole, that's why we work together as a
Yeah.
body. As you know, you're an important part of the coalition, because a lot of times what a lot of people don't realize is they think that I write everything that the Justice Coalition posts.
Yeah.
If my name isn't on it, there's a chance I didn't write it. And
Yeah.
so there are people on this call and not on this call, and Cole is one of the organizers, Andre is, who write. Maybe I help edit, but they write this stuff too. Other people are writing this stuff. So brother, let's work together. You and I can work together offline if you'd like, so we can compose something. And then when 241 leadership does not cooperate, we will just put it online and expose them for stonewalling.
I agree. Yes.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Are you done, or can I go to?
Yeah, I'm done. I'm done.
Okay. Nicole and then Andre. Nicole.
Oh, okay. I mean, well, I was gonna say good idea, because everything you do for any union now, because they always shut us out or take our power, you should email so we can keep a record of what we're doing. And then we go to meetings and we'll bring it up that they're violating us. At some point, we're gonna take our union back and they're gonna start respecting us. So that's one good way of starting to get the union back. So just say you write an email and you ask them for something and they don't give it to you, but it's our right to have it because it's our contract. That's like this arbitration. I'll give you a little secret. That's about this arbitration. So, I will agree with the arbitration process. You know, they got something called pre-arbitration, right? Everybody familiar with that?
No, not everybody is. Could you please explain it?
Well, funny thing you say that, Eric. I can't, but I can tell you what they make it to be.
Okay.
They make it to be something where they go to CTA and they don't use the attorneys and they talk about it. It don't even exist. It doesn't even exist. I can show you an email that I emailed the attorney for CTA, and her response was, "What is pre-arbitration?" So that leads me to believe it's illegal. If their attorneys don't know about it, it's illegal. It's just a formal way that they say, you know, they're saving the locals' money, but it's illegal in my opinion. Allegedly, I'm gonna use one of Cheryl's words. Allegedly, it's illegal. I don't know for sure, but I am looking into it.
So yeah.
Oh, go ahead. No, go ahead.
Yeah. I'm familiar with it too, but let's I think let me get Andre, and then we'll expound upon it. Andre, go ahead, bro.
I'm having technical difficulties, I guess. You got to turn me up or something, man.
You're fine. You
Okay,
sound
now
good.
I guess it's the internet. I don't know, but I was about to say on Cole's point, when it comes down to getting information, we should just, everything's the process. Okay, we ask for something, email it, right? They say, oh, you got to come down for it. So why not come down for it? But then you don't get it, right? Then you could write to International and put it in writing that they're not giving you, your information. Then you could also come to the union meeting with your email in your hand, letting the members know, hey, I gave this to Toy. Toy is refusing to give me information that I have a right to. Just like Eric has said, we got to expose them, because at the end of the day, they got a job to do. And if we don't make them do their job, they won't. We have a right to all that stuff that we've been talking about, and they're going to always try to BS people that they don't want to have it. But we can't allow them to. We just got to keep the process going in writing. We got an international that's supposed to protect us. That's why we have to alert them. If we don't alert them, they don't give a fuck. So we need to do what we have to do when these people think that they're going to BS the membership on information that we have a right to.
Thank you. We have a new member, new person on the call here. Your phone number showing up. The last two digits are 57. Who is this? Please identify yourself. Who is this that just called in? There's someone that just called in.
Can you hear me?
Oh, it's Kathy.
Hi. Sorry I'm late. I'm driving, so I'll just be listening, but I'm glad I'm here.
Okay, focus on the road. Thanks for joining us.
And thank you. Okay, bye.
Okay, so a little homework for everybody. Are I want you to, when you're done sometime today or tomorrow or this week, I want you all to go to chicagotransitworker.com, know your rights, and click on contract 2019. And that will take you to the Scribd website with the contract on the website here. I want you to go to Article 17, which is called, or Article 16 and Article 17. They're not very long. They're not very long, but they're about the grievance procedure, the arbitration procedure. And then come on back next week and let's talk about this process. And and if you want, give your union president or rep a call to ask them about the pre-arb, but vice president would probably be a better call. Call your vice president and see what they have to say about it, and then see what the contract has to say about it, and then teach all of us, because we don't know everything, but somebody knows something. And so we help each other. We point out the information, then we can find the answers that way. All right, almost done. I just want to knock this out for this lesson. Union financial statements. Again, we're talking about the union member Bill of Rights, okay? Every private sector union must file an annual financial statement with the U.S. Department of Labor containing officer salaries and expenses and other union expenses and income. The report, known as LM2, LM3, or LM4, depending on the union size, is a public document and can be contained online. They give you a link. We also have that. Now, Local 241 and Local 308 are not private sector, but Local 241 has a bargaining unit, you know, a company where with Local 241 members in it that is private. So therefore, they have to file an LM2. Okay, and I always call this the LM2. You're gonna find this also at the Know Your Rights page. Click on Important Documents at the Know Your Rights button at chicagotransitworker.com, and it'll take you to our Google Drive. All right, and there you will see various documents. It's a little slow right now, and it's loading slow, but I'm not going to do it, but I just want you to see. There's your LM2 for 2020. There's your LM2 for 2019. Check it out. And I always like to call it the Gus Stevens LM2, because he's very insistent that he is the one that has made this available for the world. So I want to give credit to retired bus maintenance instructor Gus Stevens for the Gus Stevens LM2. It's an inside joke. Go ahead, Nicole.
I like that joke, Eric. It's very funny. But anyhow, well, I was thinking, because I made the mistake and told Cheryl that she could access 308s, but what way? Because I got to help Cheryl find out how to access 308. Is there a way we can access 308 financial records besides requesting it from I forget, Deborah Lane?
Yeah, it's Deborah Lane has a very has various hurdles and mazes and obstacle courses that you must go through at the union office. Mm-hmm. You also have to be fasting for 24 hours. Mm-hmm. And then you have to bring her a gift of a bouquet with purple roses, and you will have access.
Eric, is there another way that we can access it besides dealing with Deborah Lane? It has to be, because it's our records. I mean, well, no, I'm saying our because I'm a member. It's Local 38. Well, you know what? I'm gonna put that as a homework assignment, because I assure that I would help her get to the bottom of this.
Nope. We got to
Yes,
get.
it is. Yes, it is.
Her Highness.
You make her do a job. You look at her job description. You look at your bylaws on how you're supposed to get financial information. Point it out to her. If she don't do it, you write to International saying she refusing to do A, B, and C. Now you got.
Well, I'm aware of that, Andre. I'm aware of that.
Things that she's supposed to do, and there's certain things that she ain't got to do. That's why you got to look at the bylaws, the 308 bylaws, and look at her job. And you got to look at the constitution of her job as a financial court secretary.
Yeah, I'm familiar with that, Dre. I was just wondering, was it like something they had to report anywhere,
Nope.
or know what she don't have to report that? That's crazy because she's supposed to report it to the members. And I know that our financial secretary always seems like we are supposed to come to the office and make an appointment.
Yeah.
That is something new, is not in the bylaws. So
Yeah.
I'm not gonna go with that. So that's why I made that a homework assignment for this week because I gotta make sure I'll get access to that.
Yeah, and I did it before. Like I said, she makes it extremely difficult to do. And when you ask her questions, she's very offended, and she rattles off numbers really fast. We get nothing in writing. It's a joke.
Well,
yeah.
Cheryl did say she said some
Mm-mm-mm.
That's what Cheryl said, told me.
Yeah, but I did do it. And when I did have an appointment to see something, I forgot exactly. The secretary had me surrounded by 5 officers and made me sign non-disclosure agreements, and I had to leave the office out the back door. It was crazy.
Hey, Eric,
That's illegal.
have you ever tried to give Deborah Lane? You should try this. You should try to give her the
You know what?
I second that, Dre. I second that.
If I did that, I would be called out of order, and that would be one step closer to forcing Eric Dixon to adjourn the meeting. So I have to be careful.
Yeah, I agree.
So finally, defending your rights. Unfortunately, the law is nothing more than words on paper unless you can enforce it. I gotta mute somebody here, I think. Okay. Unfortunately, the law is nothing more than words on paper unless you can enforce it. A great resource for actually enforcing your rights is the Association for Union Democracy. Visit its website at uniondemocracy.com. And that is also, excuse me, where the link is for Union Member Bill of Rights, okay? So finally, and we'll be done with lesson 1. And then we're gonna go to lesson 2 about one-on-one conversations. We'll start that next meeting. Okay, let's jump to the next item on the agenda. And we're almost done. So introductions, let's do some brief introductions if we can. And of course, if you want to say something, feel free. Just try to keep it kind of brief and concise. All right, so I'll start. I think I already introduced myself in there. So but I'll do it again. My brother Eric, I'm a rail car repairman out of Howard. Also was a flagman, a combined rail operator, and his customer service assistant, and just all around pain in the butt at union meetings. Janice, you go ahead.
CSA Janice Brown, since 2013. We'll let China turn up on it.
Maybe someone else's phone is right next to your phone.
We'll let. Okay.
I ain't coming to your house no more.
You hear, right? Okay, so Janice Brown, 2013, I'm a CSA for going on 8 years in October.
Okay. Did you want to say anything else, Janice, right now? Janice,
I'm sorry,
did you want to
repeat that?
Janice, did you want to say anything else right now?
No, just that I'll be glad when we can get some people in the office, leaders that are truly leaders and respect all union members. That's basically it.
Well, one thing's for sure is that we can, as rank and file members, make stuff happen without relying on the elected leaders. So when you and Nicole organized that protest at Chicago Avenue Garage like you did, these are the kind of things that put pressure on everybody to get what we need. And that's full-time jobs for all. So never give up organizing, never give up. speaking up like you've been doing, okay?
Oh, and Eric, just so I was in a meeting on Saturday with our president, and he's thinking about having
Hang
a
on,
program.
Janet,
Okay.
did you want me to keep this on record? It's okay?
It's fine with me.
So no.
No, don't record it.
Oh, wait, pause it. Okay. Hang on. Let's go to I saw a hand up, but let's get Andre. Quick introduction. Any thoughts? Gotta unmute him. There he is. Go ahead.
Did you call my? What'd you say? I was doing something.
If just
There you go.
introduction and any quick thoughts you might have.
An introduction.
Who are you?
I'm Andre Thompson from 103rd.
Okay. Bus operator.
Bus operator. Yeah.
Okay. I'll put you on mute. Thank you.
Okay.
Cole, introduce yourself, please.
I'm a bus operator out of Forest Glen. Been with the company for about 7 years now. A quick thought is our main focus, as we're all, trying to come together and get the Justice Coalition going in a great direction, is how do we get more people involved? Like that's just the elephant in the room. That's the number one priority. It's how do we get people involved?
Oh, that's easy.
Yeah, I
I
wish.
could
Yeah.
Can I answer that?
Well, just let me finish my thought, Andre. What I
Okay.
was going to say is that we need to, in my opinion, maybe we could come up with a survey and just directly ask them, why aren't you more involved? What's impeding you? What's stopping you from being more involved in the union? And not everybody's going to reply. We'll get a couple back, but we'll get some answers. But at least then we'll have some information to go off of, and then we can kind of figure out, how to attack this. So that's my quick thought.
Okay, so real quick on your quick thought, would you be willing to, and maybe you could collaborate with anyone here in the group? Would you be willing to create the questions for that survey, and then as the website editor, I can put it in public survey?
Of course.
Wonderful. Okay, so Andre had a thought about people involved.
Okay.
I'm unmuting you, Andre. All right, let me try again. I think he's driving. Probably doesn't want to talk. Andre?
I do. I want to talk. Can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, it's real easy. If you notice, I don't know if everybody on the group noticed when we first started this, it was just Eric and myself, and everything just grew from us doing what we do, staying involved, engaging the membership. Because even right now, with all the people that's on the group, I don't know if you know, once people realize you're involved and you got some kind of knowledge, the members constantly come to you and question you and want to get your opinion. And you can just get them to get involved. It's a slow process because, you might talk to 50 people and you may only get one, or you might not get none that week. But the more you talk to people, the more you can get them involved. Just like Eric and myself, we make that quick video, couple minutes long, telling people, hey, join the Justice Coalition. We got meetings every week. And once people realize we having meetings every week, they'll start chiming in. Eric started his Justice Coalition group with just himself when he first created the website. I'm sure it was just himself because he created it. Now you got probably about 300 people on that site, Eric, somewhere up in there. I know you know.
Yes.
So it's real simple. Everybody that's involved now, that's deeply involved, and I feel like everybody that's on this phone call is deeply involved. You just reach out to people that want to get involved, or you talk to people just skeptical. You just keep on, we just keep doing what we're doing because it's growing. Our protesters are growing. We went from a couple of people to now we may have 10, 15 people. So we just gotta, it's slow, but we just gotta keep doing what we're doing because what's happening, the criminals, the misunion leadership, since you like to use the word leadership, Eric, they're not leaders. The people are starting to realize that these guys are not who they're supposed to be. And we just need to take advantage of that and be who we're supposed to be. And as long as we can do what we're supposed to do and continue to be right, people start joining in and joining on and getting involved. Any thoughts on that?
Thank you. Thank you. So let's finish up the introductions. I think I saw Nicole. Nicole, give us a brief introduction and anything you want to add or say.
Okay. Hi, I'm Nicole Williams. On Facebook, I'm Naomi Nicole. I'm a bus operator out of 103rd Street Garage. I have like 22 years of service with the CTA, full-time and 2 years part-time. I like to just elaborate on Eric Dixon's rally at 567. You know, he must have to get permission from the CTA to have it. So I guess he'll get back to y'all or us whenever, you know, he won't. President Hill, he won't have one. He won't be involved because I'm still waiting for the special something he had for the operator who got shot. But, you know, that'll be another story. But I have to second what Andre's saying. You know, it is a long process. Sometimes it's frustrating to get people involved, but believe it or not, even if we only have 300 people on the correlation, it's a lot of more people who are involved. They just not as involved as we are. They're probably silent partners. Maybe they don't want to speak up because they're afraid. I don't know why, but you know, some of these presidents seen them, you know, harass people. But everybody's not strong as us. But believe me, we are moving forward. And just like Andre said, once you start talking to people, they start listening, they start questioning, you know, they start calling you. So I think that our message is getting out. It's just slow for people to come and see, but I believe in the next election that we'll see the difference because we got a little time and it's gonna all work out, I believe anyhow.
Thank you. Cole, you got your hand up.
Yeah, I just want to kind of piggyback off of what Andre and Nicole have said. Yes, I think that the progress that each of you have made is significant, and I'm grateful for it. And I really do appreciate all that you guys have done. What I want to say is that I just would like to see us kind of pour some gasoline on the fire, you know, like let's really try and get this going. Because we do need, I feel we need more people on our, you know, we're, you know, as involved as we are, you know, and somehow we need to kind of get them there. So that's why I'm suggesting the survey and seeing what, you know, what we can do. That's all.
Hey, that's great. And let's do that. And thank you. And I just want to show you that we talked about this a few meetings ago, and this is basically a bullseye, but it's showing you how organizing generally works. And you have a little bullseye right in the middle is the core, right? And that's like you and me and everyone on this call, you know? And then we got the activists, the people who are actively part of the process, right? Then we have supporters, people like, yeah, keep what you're doing, keep it up, yeah, right on. You know, they're kind of on the sidelines. They don't get involved, but they're like, yeah, great. And then you have the disengaged who, yeah, whatever. It's a job. I go home and get paid. I get paid, go home, and I don't care. And then you got the people that are hostile, and we know what that's about. So, you know, it's what's happening is this circle is expanding. That's all. But it will.
And I would say that's accurate, Eric. I do believe that bullseye is completely accurate of how this is working practically.
Yeah, and it's because we're persistent. Yeah. You know, we're just persistent. We don't give up.
Yeah.
You know, and the most important thing, Cole, and everyone else that's listening, is when we're talking with our coworkers, never, ever criticize their ideas. Support their ideas. Like it always come up to me and say, why you guys protesting at the Howard station or Lake Street, or you should be at 567. Well, I believe that it's best to protest where our co-workers are at in large numbers. But you have a great point, because yeah, we need media, we need to be downtown. Fine. How about you help organize this, and me and others in the coalition will help promote it and help you with organizing it. And oftentimes they're silent, you know? And I said, well, right now we voted at the coalition, everyone in the coalition voted to have a protest at such and such place. So we gotta go with democracy. We gotta go with the majority wanted. So if you want to do 567 and it's only third place on the poll, well, maybe we can just organize it and make it happen, and then we'll just be a part of it and help you make it successful, you know? So that's what you want to do. You want to always come across to people like, hey man, sounds like a good idea. What can you do to make it happen, and how can I help you? That's okay.
That's a great, yes, that's terrific. I agree.
Cool. And then we have, I forgot the order here, so I'm just gonna get Nicole and then Andre. Okay, Nicole, you're muted. Okay, so maybe we'll get you later. Andre, go ahead. Let me unmute you. I got you. Let me unmute you. You have to accept the unmute.
Okay, can you hear me now?
You're good.
Well, Cole, what you gotta realize is what's happening with us, the people that's really deeply involved like ourselves. And it's gonna, the more you stay where you at, the more you vocal, the more, and you're gonna have this happen to you. They're gonna try to demonize you. And you experienced that at the union meeting with Keith, and I saw that myself. And so this is what we up against. So a lot of people really don't want that kind of heat. A lot of the members don't want that kind of heat. But what I have noticed is we get all this heat and we stay involved and stay vocal. The members can constantly come to me. They constantly come to Nicole now that she's involved. I mean, we step in the room, she steps in the room, people ask her questions all the time. I step in the room, the membership want to talk to me and ask me questions. And a lot of them ask me, are you gonna run? Because they see my involvement, you know? So, and I'm sure they ask Nicole that at times too, and they probably get to asking, they ask Eric that a lot. You know, they might not put nothing behind it, but that gets them engaged. And as long as we continue to engage these members and get them to be engaged, I think we're winning. And you know, you can't put a speed on, you can't put a time lock on this. We just gotta be persistent, like Eric said. And I believe if we continue to do what we do, because I see it's a lot of interest in what we do. It's a lot of hate in what we do. And that from these union officials bring attention from the members. Yes. So I think we should just keep doing what we're doing. We feel like we need to do it. You want to do it harder, do it harder. Get out there more. And the more you get out there, the more attention and heat you're going to bring upon yourself. And that's what's going to get us going on.
And in the coalition, we back each other, we support each other. So, you know, whether it's a flash protest 10 minutes before you go to work or 10 minutes after you clock out, anything make a big difference, without a doubt. Okay, so let's finish the introductions. So Kathy, she's driving right now, and she's a retired switchman. And we have Willette. Please introduce yourself, Willette.
Willette, introduce yourself. She said, give her 2 minutes.
All right, we'll mute. No problem. Just interrupt when you're ready, Willette. Just interrupt us. No problem, because we're just about done. So I wanted to talk about the coalition. You know, whenever one of our co-organizers and Nicole and Janice, they helped organize this great protest that we did on Labor Day at Chicago Avenue Garage. Sister Nicole was also a guest on Sister Cheryl. Sister Cheryl's popping off, and It was so fantastic of a show. And I just want to give a little sample of these sisters. Watch how they
I feel, and
interact.
this is just my opinion, I feel there is so many people in the bed. The king size bed can't hold all up. It's a California king, and it can't hold all of these crooks, tooks, and pooks, baby.
Yeah, it was on mute. It was on mute, wasn't it? Because I said, I'm back.
Wraps and curly wigs on and everything.
I agree. The point of the matter is Keith Hill and Eric Dixon is supposed to represent us. They're just agents for us. They represent us. But instead, even with the representation, Keith Hill should have had an emergency meeting, and we should have voted on what we wanted to do with arbitration. He don't make that decision. He's taking all our power from us and just doing what he wants. We need to take our unions back and stop allowing him to do this kind of stuff, because it's quite ridiculous.
Well, you know what? I'm going to do a recap. Listen, if y'all want the recaps of the union meetings, y'all got to join the Popping Off of Democracy page, because I'm not going to put it on the other union pages. So I know they done turned a few of y'all against me. Y'all have never met me a day in y'all life, and y'all do not like Cheryl Sistrunk. When Cheryl Sistrunk is out here trying to make a difference with your light bill, with your gas bill, with your phone bill, because I grew up in Robert Taylor, and I'm one brick away from poverty.
Okay, so this is awesome. So I wanted to just play this little segment of the sisters, because it shows it demonstrates perfectly how rank and file members, these two are not union officers, right? They're not even union stewards. And they are talking about the issues that matter for us as workers. And one is on the rail side, one is on the bus side. They're both women, Black women who are marginalized among other Black non-white people. And we have somewhat of a diverse employment pool, but the majority are non-white. The majority, maybe not the majority, but a heck of a lot are living in poverty with these part-time jobs. Everything is so special, so precious, so important, that when you and me and others speak up without fear, we are just one, but we can inspire 100. And that's what you got to think. And see how Cheryl says, well, I'm going to start doing recaps of the meetings. Now, I do reports of the meetings, but I'm just me. But now we're going to have another one doing it. This is what we want. This is called union democracy. So any of you on this call, any of you that are watching the recording, you also can speak and you can organize when you are off the clock. I mean, Sister Cheryl got all these beautiful signs and everything, and Sister Nicole is like, man, we're going to do this. And Janice said, we're going to do this protest. These are people just like you, just like me. And we are the union. That video shows you the union is not some office at 16th and South Michigan. The union is not some office on the far South side. It's us wherever we are. Any comments on that? Or I'm going to wrap it up. Okay. So did anyone attend that Zoom call? I think Janice, you got in a little bit of the call. Is there anything that you, from the Zoom, the State of the Union report or the State of the Illusion that you could share with us? And we are recording it, just that way everyone can know.
Talking to you. Willette would like to speak, Eric. Yes, Eric, can you hear me?
Okay, try it now. Hold on. I'm gonna unmute.
Okay.
Okay, good. Oh, we got you. You sound perfect. Go ahead.
Okay. I'm just introducing myself, Willette Lucas. I'm a CSA. I'm going on 9 years. As of June 10th, I had 8 years. The thing is, I've been here and it's really haven't gotten any better. It's getting worse as the days go by. And we are enslaved workers. Okay, now as far as I've listened to Nicole, as far as the bus operator that was shot, that was one of my co-workers' husbands. And that's a terrible thing to have to hear when you're on the job. And another thing, I got a neighbor that's a bus operator. She got beat up at Pulaski, right off of Jackson. So it's a lot of things that happen to the bus operators. Once we get them involved like they are now, then we can go a lot further. And we're talking about different things that can be done with us getting more involvement, people. And the thing is, as far as involvement, it calls for a lot. It's just like one of the members was stating, you can talk to 50 people and get one. I used to get parties. Believe me, when I first started off, I would tell like 100 people because I was working where it was a lot of people, and I may have gotten 20. But then that second time, I got 80. The third time, I got 100. So the thing is, it kept growing and growing and growing. Then it got really, really big. The thing is, we have to keep trying. It's like a campaign. If we do things like off the clock, like when because I talk to bus operators as well as, the rail. And a lot of times they are interested. I gave them flyers when we had flyers. The involvement is if we show involvement, because I know where I am, people ask me 1,001 times, like why I haven't ran and why I don't run, because of the fact they ask me everything and I get back with them. So the thing is dedication, commitment, loyalty, honesty, and transparency. If we do all of that, then we can get more people to trust and do things that we would like to have done. And it makes a world of difference, because like now it's really gotten to the point, a lot of people, especially with the COVID-19 coming out with the shots that are forced. People are talking, as you were at the meeting, this last meeting we had, one of the guys that stated he has nothing in his system. Why should he take a vaccine and that's forced on him? He said, I may as well pull my pension down today. And, people laughing, like he said, no, I'm serious. It makes a difference because so many of us cannot do that. And I know I have nothing. I'm pure. I have nothing in my system as well. And I don't want to, because I don't believe in it. Anything I don't believe in, I don't try it. I don't care. So the same thing goes with us getting involvement. We got to believe in what we're telling people. We got to be able to produce what we're telling people. And we need to know what it is that they need to know. And then if we don't get it, and then get back with them to let them know. So it's a lot of things I feel that we can do, just the 6 or 7 of us that we have. And also, Sharon has dropped in for a minute. So if you like, she can just introduce herself. I'm done. Thank you.
Hello, Eric. How you doing?
All right. Glad to have you.
Okay. Now, for everybody that don't know me, my name is Sharon Franklin. I've been here at CTA for 8+ years. Okay. And I'm still part-time. I'm trying to, fight the CTA to get a full-time job. However, right now, nothing has happened, and I haven't been working since July 7th. I've been, workman comp, as you probably know already.
So you were assaulted.
Because I was assaulted by a Chinese man, and he wasn't arrested. He was allowed to go to China, as he was trying to get on the train free. So that's all I have to say.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Yeah, and of course, we're assaulted by all kinds of people. And now this complicates the issue if they can actually leave the country after assaulting one of us. That's just sad, despicable. And I wanted to say that Willette and Sharon and others, as far as having handouts, flyers and stuff, I am way overdue with the latest newsletter. It's like half done. I'm gonna make a point to finish it today when we get off this call, okay? And have the draft out there to be proofread by y'all. So I apologize. We haven't had a new newsletter in like 3 months. It's been pretty bad. So I apologize. What has killed me as far as my spare time is the workers' contract. I am basically the only editor. I'm the main editor for this contract, and we're pretty much I'm still plugging stuff in, still getting updates from members. And that has been just eating up my free time. So I apologize for not giving you all anything new to pass out. Let's also remember that democracy, what the members want, and making sure every single member has a voice and every single member has input in any decisions we make as a union. That has got to be our focus, because what I'm interested in, what I think is a good idea, the majority or many other people may not think it's a great idea. In fact, some may say, well, it's good, but it needs to have this. So that's why we have to have debate. That's why we have to have voting in that type of democratic processes, so that we can be a union and not a dictatorship. Go ahead, Nicole. Nicole, you, I missed you, I guess. I'm sorry. So one other thing I wanted to add is that some of us have been vaccinated, some of us aren't. I tell people I did do the vaccination. I did the Johnson & Johnson. I did it in July, late June, while I was on vacation. I had a paid vacation. I was concerned that it might make me sick and I'd miss work. So I made sure I did it on a vacation. I had no side effects. However, I do not tell anyone to get a vaccine. I have coworkers that argue with me. Why did you do that? Why? I said, that's not the point. I'm not going to argue with you about that. I don't want to. What I am going to argue with you about is, do you think it's right that coworkers who are not vaccinated are going to be taken out of service, put on unpaid sick leave, and possibly fired? Almost none of the people I've spoken to in person support that. So that's what we got to be focused. That's what I am focused on personally. I don't care about what you did or didn't do. What I care about is that we as coworkers must fight for each other, and we cannot accept this mandate. And we got to expose these union officers who went and gave it to an arbitrator without even consulting with us. And I will be quiet on that. Go ahead, Nicole.
Well, I just wanted to say something to Sharon. Sharon, I'm Nicole Williams. You know, I'm a bus operator out of well, wherever I work, 103rd Street Garage. But I just wanted to let you know, don't stop your fight for being assaulted by the Chinese man, and don't let it get away. Just keep fighting the CTA. Because personally, I was assaulted by my union president, Keith Hill, and my fight is ongoing. And I'm still working. I'm back driving the bus. I have been for 2 years. So keep fighting on that. And then I wanted to touch on the vaccine. Well, when I was on Sister Cheryl's show, I brought up the vaccine. I think that it is wrong what our union did to us, not CTA, our union did with us. They met with CTA behind our back, first of all. Then they agreed with them. What they should have done was, in my opinion, bring it to the members and let us allow to see what they should arbitrate for. But they stole our voices. And I want to help get our voices back. I think it was illegal. I don't know for sure if it's illegal, but I'm researching what they did. They canceled the union meeting. We didn't vote on it. It's the members' right to vote on. Give me a kiss. I'm sorry. To vote on that. And I want to find a way. Well, I'm working. I want to. I'm working on finding a way to bring that back so they can rescind that, so they can go back to the table with CTA, because safety and our opinions matter. Opinion with something like this. While I'm like Eric, I am vaccinated. The reason why I got vaccinated is because I had COVID. I had a reaction. I was off work sick for a while, you know, and then I gave it to my husband and he was already vaccinated. So those are my reasons, but I don't discount anybody else's reasons who don't want to get it. But I think it's up to us. It's not up to Keith Hill or Eric Dixon if we want to be vaccinated. The option should have been that we get the people who don't want to get vaccinated be tested weekly like that, offering other unions. But again, they do what they want to do. But I'm working on ideas to see what we can do about that.
Thank you.
I just want to give a little bit of encouragement.
Thank you. And the more we talk with each other, the better the ideas will get, the more we'll refine them. And I'm a survivor too. I'm a survivor from the first wave. I don't want that COVID again. Terrible. Terrible for me. I wasn't hospitalized, but it was terrible. At first, I never had such a bad cold in my life. So Sister Janice, you go ahead. You got your hand. please.
I'm sorry, Eric. I want to know, when are we going to do the next in-person meeting?
Oh, that's up to us. That's up to the group. Let's bring it up. Let's do it now. Let's talk about that now, everybody. It's gonna start getting colder and it's gonna be harder to meet outside.
Right, want to do it before it gets cold.
Yeah. Let's talk about another in-person meeting. Anybody? Let's
Pulling out the calendar right now, Eric. Today is the 19th.
So either this is next Sunday or the 10th.
Sister Nicole, go ahead.
The 26th or the 10th, does that sound good for anybody?
I'm not available on that day, but don't hold me to it. But I was thinking of well, that week I'm gonna go. Well, I don't know. I think it's the 20. I think I'm out of town the 27th, so I got to get ready to take my daughter for a college visit. So I know I won't be available.
What about the 10th? No. What about the 10th?
Hey, I'm open to any other day. I'll put it on the calendar so I won't pick up anything else. But what I was gonna say is, what I was trying to say was that everything is back open, so we can find, we don't have to go to a place where we eat. I don't care where we go, just a suggestion. The Starbucks coffees, you can go in there now. And I don't know if you can sit in there. It was a couple of way out here, but pick anywhere. Pick anywhere where we can get together. We can no. I'll go around the world to meet with you guys. I love every time I interact with you. So don't base it on me. I just need to have a date, and if not, you all can fill me in. It's no big thing.
Okay, so October 10th.
October the 10th. So we just need to pick a place.
Okay, let's just go. Cole, Kathy, I think Kathy would be okay with that. That's a
yeah, the 10th is fine with me.
Okay. Kathy, you're driving Willette. Willette, you're there with Janice, so.
Yeah, all three of us are together. Sharon, me, Willette, we all are for October 10th.
Andre, are you cool with the 10th? Probably. He's probably trying to unmute him. Okay, so I'm for it. October 10th. We got a date. Go ahead, Janice or Nicole. Oh, Andre. Okay.
Yeah, Andre. I'm sorry.
Andre, go ahead.
What time?
Okay, Andre. What about you? I'm trying to unmute you. You have to accept it.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, are you okay with the 10th?
Yeah, check this out. What about a fourth reserve? Why don't we meet in fourth reserve?
Bug.
No, thank you. How about a coffee shop?
No.
What about a coffee shop somewhere?
I'm not a country girl. I don't like bugs.
Me either.
Or a restaurant.
Bad idea, Dre.
Okay.
Yeah, bad idea.
Hey, what about the Golden Corral? We can still do the Golden Corral, right?
Yeah, we can still do the Golden Corral, be fat and eat.
That's fine.
We can do that. That sounds great.
Yeah.
Which one?
So that's something. Y'all vote on it.
Yeah, that sounds great to me.
Okay, I have something I want to say, guys. How about you? Oh, wait.
Go ahead, Nicole.
I was gonna say, let's all try and bring a friend. I know you guys, Janice, Willette, and Sherry, you guys ride together, but let's everybody try to bring one new person to the meeting with us, if possible. It's not.
That's a good idea.
We don't have to, but it's possible.
Thank you.
I think that's a good idea to try and bring somebody.
Okay. What location? What location?
Try to get Cheryl.
What location? You said Golden Corral. So can we have like something that's not too far south or too far north or? Anybody? We need a Golden Corral that people can reach easily.
Only one I know is the one on 159th. I don't know no other ones.
Okay.
Andre, I'm going to Corral on 159.
Ain't nobody going to get no gas for going out there. We live in the west
I know, but
side.
no, but I don't even know it's one there. But I'm telling you, ladies, I don't care. I'm just saying I don't know what if one is on. You know what? Go to Corral on 159. Oh,
Yes.
I don't care where it's at.
Right
And
there.
I
We
had
need to
Drake
meet
pick
in the
me
middle.
up. So
How about out of
Meet in the middle.
order? Out of order. Everyone is out of order.
I know you don't
okay, Arnold, bullshit.
I'm gonna bring my hammer.
Eric Dixon is on the
Stop
line.
it, Arnold.
Tell him you got the floor, Eric.
My name is Eric Dixon, and you're out of order.
Arnold, stop it. Stop it, Arnold.
Stupid.
So look, check this out. Check this out. I think because Willette, Sharon, and Jan were so successful locking in that other place that we met at, and we all agree on a date. I think offline, after the meeting, Sharon and Jan and Willette, you all lock down a location, okay? And you tell us, put it out. How's that? Is there?
Okay, I'm gonna be like Nicole on this one. I don't want people to think that we're taking over, but it's just the fact we want someplace that's centrally located. We all can go, not all the way. I don't like going to the union meeting on 112, but we go there. Now we talking about 159.
Go ahead and pick the place, the central location. Willette. If we don't let her do it, we'll get a big speech. So go ahead and pick it, Willette.
Okay.
No, what is religious that you're saying, Andre?
Out of order. All of you are out of order. Listen, Willette and Jan and Sharon, how about we just make you the committee for the in-person location, and then you can consult with anyone else and pick any location. It doesn't have to be Golden Corral. It could be McDonald's, whatever you want.
Right, any place you want.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll go whatever you tell us.
Now, Nicole has a great idea. Go ahead, Nicole.
I don't do that. Oh, no. I don't know. You want to drink coffee? Willette?
You breaking up, Nicole.
No, it's fine. Just pick whatever you. Oh, I'm sorry. Can you guys hear me now?
Okay.
No.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Can you hear me now? Okay, no,
We can
Willette,
hear you.
don't worry about if you eat McDonald's or what. Just pick a location. We're gonna come.
Yes.
Okay, that's what I'll do, perhaps. And Eric, I'll get back with you, so then maybe you can contact everyone, because I don't have everyone's number.
Yes.
And I'll let you know what the three of us decide.
Yes. That'd be perfect.
Okay? Is that okay with everyone?
That'd be perfect.
Yeah.
Okay.
So finally, we're over time. I apologize. So just so you know, the September 11th contract update meeting at Local 241 was canceled. All union meetings have been unilaterally canceled at Local 241. And of course, as I mentioned before, there's no letter, nothing approving this. They said the international recommended it. They're lying. Local 308 is threatening to do the same thing. They're lying. So I'm going to mute it. I'm going to pause this thing for a second. Okay. So anyway, that's about it. Any other final things that we wanted to discuss? Anybody want to discuss anything at work? Any kind of complaints? Any ideas for solutions?
It's all good.
Okay. Well, let's say goodbye. Thanks a lot for joining all of us here at this great meeting. And
Nicole,
October 10th is the day.
Eric, are you there?
Nicole, call me when the meeting's over.
Okay, Nicole.
Eric.
All right, everybody, take care.
Okay, I'm still online.
Yeah, Eric, Sharon has something she wants to say.
Eric, only thing I wanted to say is on the 10th, October 10th, when we meet, we could talk about how we're going to protest against,
November 1st. November 1st, okay?
I like it. Okay.
And then we'll probably have more ideas by then.
Okay. I like it.
Okay.
Okay. See y'all later. Thanks again.
Okay, bye.
Yeah, have a good week.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Have a good weekend. I mean, a week, right? Oh.
Call me, Nicole.